So, hey everyone. Probably by the time this airs, it should just be about time for us to head to our annual pilgrimage to Vegas for Star Trek Las Vegas, the annual Star Trek convention at the Rio. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to a break from everything. So, I'm gonna do what I can to hopefully, be the same as usual. Just go and kind of just unplug for a week and just kind of focus on Star Trek, which is one of those things that has really been holding me together this year. Um, but it should be good. I have a lot of things. I'm usually busy most of the convention, running around getting everything I need to get. So I'm debating on exactly what I intend to do. But it's getting to the point where it's like it's almost up to the time to make my final selections and cross my fingers and such because um, unfortunately, and as is sometimes happens, a couple of guests that I was hoping to see had to cancel. I'm hoping that there aren't too many, but such is the case. You just have to kind of adapt and do what you can and appreciate what you have. So fingers crossed that it'll be a good convention. I'm looking forward to it as I usually am, and it should be a nice break, a nice opportunity to get away for a bit. Fingers crossed. Um, Writing news. I am working on a lot of assorted projects right now. I'm kind of bouncing between projects right now, so it's probably less. I mean, things are being worked on, but it's probably going to be, at least for a little while anyway, less clear updates as far as what I'm working on, just because I'm kind of, uh, working on a couple of different projects that the outlines are completed and just kind of feeling my way through it. But, things are progressing right now. Things are being worked on. And I don't know, I'm working on the larger projects and just kind of like going as I feel like on them. And we'll see where it ends up for now. At the moment, current plans are for the next release to be in October. Um, may or may not shift. I don't know yet, but we will see. Um, but more news on that one way or the other. Hopefully, as time progresses, once the travel for the immediate period is done, I'll probably have more clear updates on that. Um, let's see. Right now, I'm uh, not going to discuss anything specific that I'm working on. Just that things are being worked on and progress is happening. I'm trying to repurpose some stuff that I had written for an earlier chapter that may fit well in chapter 3, so we'll see. Anyway, more details when I have something solid to report. I always like to kind of have solid information rather than talk about what might happen, rather than just to have concrete updates when I have them. um, that being said, video news today, the plan is to do a vlog as per usual and probably just some video plate work. We'll see if I feel like anything else, but the plan right now is to try and record some videos for some future reviews and then hopefully get some editing done in some later opportunities. Let's see. I am working on a script for a review for a couple of books because, of course, I always like to kind of know what I'm going to say rather than do it on the fly. I kind of feel like that comes pulls together a little bit more of a coherent video, at least for me. I mean, obviously the vlogs are usually just kind of off the cuff, and you can possibly tell that less of a direction, but I always kind of try to appear as professional as I can, especially when I do the reviews, because the reviews are important. And I'm going back and forth on what other things I might be able to put forth, but there's always like the question of limited mental energy, limited time, what I can have time to do, what I'm capable of doing, and what it can do with at least a reasonable production value. It's like I don't have a fancy studio or anything like that or a budget of any kind, but I like to at least try and provide you a decent video. That being said, books I'm reading, I'm still working on Remnant's Hope. I got a little bit more through that book. I still have a few more sections to read. Um, I mean, so far, I'm hesitant to make comments until I finish the whole thing. But the first piece was, I guess, the strongest so far. But I've only read two of the five, so it's not early. I don't want to say anything just yet, but just progress is being made. Big Bad Wolf, I haven't read any of it in a few days. I'm trying to, as much as the temptation exists, to want to read a bunch of other stuff in my queue. I'm trying to limit my reading to four books at a time right now, just because I want to be able to make concerted, steady progress on a few specific titles rather than try to read like eight. Because I mean, I don't know, it was I was making a lot of progress and I had the options to choose what I wanted to read, but I also don't want anything to fall by the wayside that I'm reading, which can happen when there's that many titles at a time. And as much as I do want to read certain books from certain folks, it's like they'll just have to wait their turn like everybody else. Such is the case, I guess. Let's see. But I'm reading also My Remise, which is going pretty well. I think I'm chapter 14. It's been a good book so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it. And contrary to my usual, I have violated my typical rule of not reading the same author two books in a row. And I am reading The Modern Pleasure Mage by Dark End. Typically, as mentioned, I don't like to read the same author's work two books in a row for a couple of reasons, not the least of which I kind of want time for the story to sink in, for one. I like to, when I finish an entry, just to let it breathe for a while. And also, I don't like to read too many pieces by the same author in a row, just because I also want to stretch it out. And there's just a number of reasons why, at least for me, it usually pays to just kind of breathe and read something else in between, reset my sensors, and get back to an author later. With that being said, Eternal Party was really good, so I'm looking forward to reading the Modern Pleasure Mage. I'm kind of interested to see what comes out of it. I know that it is a semi sequel to the Eternal Party, that it is following a minor character from the first book, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I think it'll be, if the first one is any indication, the second one should be well worth the read. And at least, I'm reading it at a time when the second one is a relatively new release, so I'll have a chance to get a commentary in on it and get a chance to take a look at it while it's still relatively fresh. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, as far as games I'm playing, I've mostly been playing STO. I know I need to play some of the other online games, but I've kind of been not doing that really well. I'm trying to finish Trails into Daybreak 2 and the Trails in the Sky remake so that I can get those knocked off. It's always a matter of trying to clear more spaces or trying to finish certain games, but it's always hard to find that time and that mentality, and I just have so many limited spaces to try and finish these. But it's an enjoyable experience, so I'm just trying to make my way through it. Uh, I mean, not like it's a chore, but it's just there's, when you play, you have limited spots to play games, and so many games you want to play, it just becomes problematic to try and get progress on as many as you would like. Because there's a lot I started that I got distracted for one reason or another, and it's like really I just have to, kind of like I do with the books and everything else, focus on one thing at a time until it's done and then move on to the next thing, because that seems to be the only real way I seem to get things done, um, more or less. That being said, that's more or less it for now. I'm sure I'll have a con report when I get a chance, and we'll see what I can do for the video plates today. But hope everybody's hanging in there. Just do what you can. Try not to get too overwhelmed by the news, and just contribute where you can contribute. Contribute to like charitable causes, and try and hang in there as best you can. And I will catch everyone in a couple weeks. Hopefully, by then, I'll have some you know a con report or something, or something soon. I mean, there'll probably be like maybe a little bit of a gap. I don't know. I know a lot of these things I record in advance, so there may not even be any noticeable gap. But I always try and put at least a video out a week if I can. But these days I know there's been some gaps, so But as I try to do, it's like I try to put good content together as often as I can, rather than just putting something out just to put it out. So that being said, I will catch you all when I catch you all with the next update. If you like post-apocalyptic fiction, polar bears, and adventure, check out my newest release, Winterfall, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. And don't forget about my werewolf novel, Blue Moon.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Catch you later.